Marriage. Let me tell you something a lot of couples don't realize early enough. A wedding ring does not automatically create maturity. When a man marries a woman in her early 20s, she's still learning life. She hasn't reached the stage where she fully understands herself. But because she's married, the man expects wife behaviors from someone who's still growing. And here's the mistake a lot of men make. They expect her to behave like someone in her 30s. Emotionally stable, experienced, fully matured. But she's still in a stage where friendship, exploration, and small freedom matter to her. She tries to act the way you expect, but inside, she's still in another stage of life. She's not being rebellious. She simply hasn't lived through the experiences that build the maturity you want. You can't jump from childhood to full womanhood just because you got married. Development doesn't work like that.
And that's exactly where many marriages start breaking without anyone noticing. Because while the man is looking at her behavior and saying, "You're my wife now, act like it," she is looking at her life and saying, "But this is who I am at this age." Two different realities, two different stages. The problem is not disrespect. The problem is not stubbornness. The problem is timing. She hasn't reached the emotional stage you want, yet. And when you push her too hard, she feels controlled, not guided. She begins to hide herself instead of expressing herself, and that's when resentment quietly enters the marriage.
True. Because when resentment enters quietly, it changes everything. Because she starts living in two versions of herself. The version she shows you because you're her husband. And the version she hides because she's afraid you won't understand. But here's the truth men will need to accept. If you choose an early marriage, you didn't just choose a wife, you also chose the responsibility to guide her into womanhood. You chose patience. You chose growth. You chose to help her develop, not pressure her into skipping her life stages. If you support her, she will grow faster. If you try to force her, she will resist.
Very well said. So, to every man who chose early marriage, understand what you signed up for. You didn't marry a fully formed wife, you married someone who is still becoming. Help her grow safely. Guide her with wisdom. Allow her to evolve naturally. Because one day, she will look back and say, "I became the woman I am today because he guided me, not because he forced me." That's what real marriage is.